Hi, good morning. Still locked down here, but life goes on. Vanilla nut milk is great. This one is with almonds. So if you just like plain old almond milk, obviously there's a recipe for that on the cookie dough. This one's the has got vanilla in it, and actually one of the reasons I'm doing that this morning is I haven't got enough dates. It wants 80 grams of dates, this recipe, but I use dates in my morning smoothies, and I just haven't been out to the shops and can't nip round at the moment for fear of a massive queue. So I'm making do with half the amount of dates, and I reckon it'll still be fine, because if I'm using my almond milk in my smoothie in the morning or in other, it's just a sweetener. I mean, the dates, the medjool dates are just a sweetener. So let's go with this. I keep my things like nut milks and all my recipes like that in my basics menu. So I have a collection of basics, and that's my milks, my butters, my paste, stock pastes, things like that, all there in their own collection. Anyway, you do what works for you. That's the joy of the cookie dough and the collections method. I hope you're all making the most of that. So let's start cooking. It's very easy. Obviously, I'm not going to put you through the pain of squeezing it through the nut bag, but let's just see what's involved. These nuts have been soaked. They've actually been soaked overnight, but if you're in a crazy hurry and you forgot to put them under water before you went to bed, no fears. I mean, I reckon that a couple of hours will do it. So it's, it's just making the skin on the raw nuts nice and moist. So place the bowl into mixing bowl lid. So basically, what have we got here? Start cooking. Place a bowl onto mixing bowl lid. We don't need to do that, I don't think, because we've done it already. We've got the 240 grams of raw almonds. We'll add the water for soaking. We've done that already. And this one says overnight, but you'll find recipes that say just a couple of hours. Place the vanilla bean cut into halves. Do you buy these? I buy these online. They're very expensive. They got very expensive about 2 years ago when there were some issues with crops and one of the main producers, which I think was Madagascar. If you buy them in the supermarket, oh my goodness, are they £3? I don't even know what they cost now in the supermarket. But if you do a fair amount of baking, it is worth buying, say, the 5 or the 10 pack through one of the online sellers. Not all vanilla pods are the same. You do get what you pay for. I've been dissatisfied with some sellers in the past and just not bought from them again. Therefore, I don't buy huge quantities at a time. But if you get it on Prime, Amazon Prime, then obviously you get free postage, which is a benefit. So put the vanilla bean. I love this recipe because it uses the whole bean as opposed to, scraping it. And then, of course, thinking, well, what do I do with the bean as opposed to the seeds? Well, this is what I do with my beans. They go in and make my own vanilla essence. So all my beans, I've got a jar constantly on the go, and that's my vanilla essence in there. I keep it, it's just on alcohol, usually a nice plain vodka, and you don't have to buy vanilla essence ever again. And just add your scraped beans into there. But this recipe says the whole bean, which is brilliant. And 80 pitted dates, as I say. I think I've only got, I haven't even got half of that. Not worry. My drained almonds, drain it, of course, through your Varoma, either Varoma or basically your basket. And insert the measuring cup. And so we're 15 seconds, and look at what the Thermomix has done in 15 seconds. Isn't that fantastic? That's 240 grams of almonds. And then next, and then all we're going to do now is in stages take this into a milky product. 500 grams of filtered water now. We're going to get a litre out of this. So we're going to do it in 2 stages. No need to be precious about it because it's going to all go in eventually. And next, so I added the second lot of 500 grams of water, and now we've got a litre of water added to this. Now you can see what it looks like. The vanilla pod and the dates have both been added to this. All we have to do now is put this through a nut bag, and the pulp will make the most delicious bliss balls. So if we press next, we're going to let it sit for 15 minutes. Obviously, we're not going to sit on this video for 15 minutes to infuse. I'm going to set the timer there. And then after that, I'm just going to show you a very fine nut milk bag or muslin cloth. And then that's going to just drip, drip, drip. And then when we've pressed the rest of the milk out, we're going to be left with a lovely pulp, which I'm going to show you when we get back. Okay, so we've had our 15 minutes rest time. And now we're just going to push this through a milk nut bag. This is a lovely fine, you can do it through muslin, of course you can. If you do it through sheets of muslin, what I find is it scoots all over the, this has got a nice drawstring top so that I'm not cleaning up the worktop and the floor after it's squirting everywhere. So you can let it drip drip, or you can help it on its way by giving it a little squeeze. I'm not going to put you through the pain of all this procedure, but so we'll come back when I've got pulp on one side and milk on the other. And in fact, what I'm going to do now is show you what I'll do with the milk. I'll be putting it into a jar and using a funnel, of course, and then that milk, because this is a lovely fine, can you see that? A lovely, lovely fine bag with the drawstring. It makes it easy peasy to squeeze. And you've got very slightly sweetened almond milk. Obviously with the vanilla pod, it's going to have a lovely flavour. Well, I think so because I love vanilla. And that's us. So that's our milk. Obviously, it's got a shelf life in the fridge. It's probably about 5 days. You know, you're not going to have it 5 days, are you? Because you're going to use it either because you've got people in the family with allergies, so don't want cow's milk, or an absolutely delicious addition to your baking, where it says milk, to baking your biscuits, your sweet goods, or just your morning muesli. Fantastic. Okay, I'll be back with the pulp later on a different video, and let's see what we can do with the almond pulp. Nothing wasted. That's the secret of my the Thermomix, of course. Anybody who says, what's it going to do for me? And I'm saying it's going to save you money. You're going to make use your vegetables which are on the turn. You can 100 uses for those. Your cream, you make butter with it. And every part of every recipe you make has another use with the Clever Thermomix. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.